We made it up here to Daniel, Wyoming. We're looking at this Studebaker here. See what we got. We got 54 Studebaker Commander. Pretty neat. Some of the other ones that we didn't buy. We got this one. Not in bad shape. It's got some rust. Alright, Outdoorcyclers fam, what we got today is we are heading up to Pinedale, Wyoming. My dad was at an auction over the weekend and he bought himself a 1954 Studebaker Commander, and so we're gonna go up there with him and go pick this thing up. So we're gonna go into the shop, pick up Dad, and then head up north of Pinedale there. See, I guess this car's kind of in a little bit of an interesting spot. It's been sitting for quite a long time, so it'll be kind of a fun deal to go get out of this field, and then we're going to bring it back to the shop and see what we're going to do with it. It'll definitely go up for sale. I haven't ever seen it, so I guess we're going to look at it for the first time together. So here we go. Well, we're here now at the shop picking up Dad. We're going to run over and get some fuel.
Well, do we need anything besides a cup of coffee?
Well, I was going to swing over to Kelly's, top off the fuel.
Alright.
I probably got enough to get up there and back, but might as well put a little fuel in it.
Well, you go to Lion J, you get 5 cents off.
On fuel or what?
Yeah.
So I've been going, when I'm over on that side of town, I've been going to the Outlaw because their fuel's cheaper. But it's kind of a pain in the ass.
Well, the Lion J is 5 cents off.
Well, it doesn't look too bad. We're gonna have a whole bunch of Maverick stores here by the end of the month, I think, or in the next month or two.
Well, we're gonna change all the names.
They come and goes, yeah, they're all gonna be Mavericks. There's gonna be 4 or 5 Mavericks in Rock Springs. Maverick has better food than Cummins.
Which tank you got to fill?
It's on your side.
Oh.
Let's see here. I think I can sneak over here maybe and catch these pumps on the way out.
About these damn Studebakers, the one we're picking up is literally the most complete Studebaker there.
Yeah.
The rest of them have the engines gone, transmissions, fenders, hoods. The whole side is gone.
Yeah.
This is like the little Buick we got. But the high school kids can get it running.
Yeah.
Well, hell, if we had the time, we'd get it running.
Hell, that Buick runs really good too. It's quiet, smooth. I need to go pick it up. I might go pick it up tomorrow.
What's that?
I said I might go pick up that Buick tomorrow. We'll see. There was a little bit of a hard time with the fuel pump, vacuum pump rebuild kit.
Yeah.
There's a company that sells the rebuild kits, and so I ordered one, but it might have a different year fuel pump on it than a 54. And so there was a few little differences. And so the rod for the one diaphragm comes with the diaphragm, and I ordered it that way just because it was kind of a pain in the ass to switch the rods.
When you look at this Studebaker motor, Somebody at the Studebaker company was thinking the fuel pump is on top of the motor, not down on the side.
But yeah, they got the brakes on that 54 Buick done. They got one end, the fuel system's all cleaned out. I may just go pick up the fuel pump and then do the switch over on the rods.
They got it running, huh?
Yeah. It's nice. It sounds really good. I mean, it's quiet as shit. The motor runs smooth as hell.
Wow. And all we got to do is buy the parts.
Yep.
Not like Job Corps.
Kids had a lot of fun. We did one spindle on it because the nut, the threads on the end of the spindle, the nut where the nut goes on, the threads were stripped out on it. They had a nut slid on it and a pin through it, but it really wasn't tight. So I got a spindle for it. A few little things. So new wheel cylinders, put new wheel cylinders on it. They were surprisingly cheap. They were only $10 a piece, and you can still get them. Made it up here to Daniel, Wyoming. We're looking at this Studebaker here. See what we got. We got 54 Studebaker Commander. Pretty neat. Some of the other ones that we didn't buy. We got this one. Not in bad shape. It's got some rust. These things are crazy. They were just like a spaceship. I said they're just like a spaceship. These things are awesome looking.
Like a 297 or a 287.
Huh.
See, they have a bent neck Stromberg.
Oh, yeah.
Got to put the air cleaner to the side so you can close the hood. that one back. I'll ever get it open. Well, the steering still works.
That's pretty solid. Huh. I'll bet these were in that barn.
What?
I said, I'll bet these were in that barn.
They were. Yeah, they drug them out. And one of them was clear up there by the other shed.
Huh. Pretty neat.
Well, this has got a hell of a rust problem.
Yeah, I think all of them did. If you look at all of them, that one's got no quarter panels on it at all.
Yeah. Oh, hell, good body man can fix all that shit.
It's all metal.
Maybe just take it to the yard and put it on internet, see if we sell it the way it is.
Yeah. That's a hell of a place, but it is really secluded out here.
Oh, yeah. Pretty neat. I think we'll get some tires that hold air on it, get the brake drums loosened up, see if the motor will rotate. We get to know a little more about it. Yep. Yeah, I can see two brake drums and two A-frames. Look like uppers. Full of spare parts. Like you had a habit of just taking stuff apart and throwing it in, parts in the done a little bit of work on every fender I'd seen that was off, but none of them were done, but they were in different stages.
One little touch at the back of the Studebaker, the bumper, where you put your license plate. Somebody at the Studebaker was thinking, because it's got slots for different size license plates.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't too bad at all.
Nope. Good, glad it wasn't raining.
Yeah, that'd be a place to get to in the rain, I'll tell you what.
Oh man. I know it has snow tires on the front.
Yeah.
That was a common thing back in the days. People that lived in mountains country put 4 snow tires on a car so they could steer it.
Yeah. And it's got the red wheels. You gotta have red wheels.
Red wheels.
Yeah.
That 47 Ford Coupe I bought from Heiner Garage in Morgan. Paid $100 for it. It was absolutely original. The seats had quilts thrown over them. Bull hair upholstery, not a rip in them. And it had 4 snow tires on it. And old man Heiner said that the woman that traded it in 1960 to buy a 1960 Falcon. Because her husband had to be hauled around in a wheelchair. She lived up on the hill, so she'd always have 4 snow tires put on so she could steer the coupe. That coupe got wasted. They traded it for a 39 Oldsmobile with a Cadillac motor in it. And the guy I traded it to, he put a Chevy V8 in it. Playing Thunder Road one night, cops chased him. They put up a roadblock, and 2 highway patrol cars parked bumper to bumper. He nailed both of them, about 75 miles an hour. He went to the hospital and the coupe went to the scrapyard. And he was the son of a highway patrol captain. They taking pictures of or the road?
Just a little bit of everything.
Oh yeah?
The truck's got 4 cameras on it. And then we have a couple that we can move around. It's good advertising for the yard to get people watching your videos. So it gets edited into about a 20-minute video or so.
What?
I said, so it gets edited into about a 20-minute video.
Funny thing about some of those big guys, they push the weight around until somebody basically calls out their number and they're either going to run or fight, and most of the time they run. I remember watching Kenny Price now at the post, and there was this big old guy, big guy. He would walk around, he was square-shouldered, he would make the women walk around him. He gave up no territory on those walking lanes. That big black cowboy hat on, a big black leather coat. Kenny, he was the bouncer down there, but it wasn't his night to work. He was drinking, and he said, "What is that guy?" And I said, "I don't know, Kenny, but he sure is big." And he says, "He's a stallion." Anyway, this went on, the night went on, and this guy was literally pushing people out of his way. He was coming towards our table, and Kenny said, "I gotta take a leak." And I thought, oh no, because I know Kenny ain't backing down. He got up in this guy's face, and I mean, he literally had to look up at this guy because the guy was so much smaller than Kenny. And the guy looked at him and said, "What do you want?" He said, "Are you a stallion?" And the guy said, "What'd you say?" He said, "Are you a stallion?" He said, "Well, what do you mean by that?" He says, "Well, if you're a stallion, I like stallions." And the guy says, no, I'm not a stallion." And he went around Kenny, sidestepped him, and went through that door that he came in at almost a run. We come back from the bathroom and he sits down. And I says, Kenny, did you see how big that guy was? And he says, yeah. And I looked him right in the eyes. And I says, and then what? And he says, I could see his eyeballs filling up with yellow. He says, those big guys, they push their weight around, but when you call them out, he says, all of a sudden they've lost their luster. And I said, well, that guy there was out the door. He says, oh yeah, he wasn't going to stick around for it. But Parks, he had a face that looked like if somebody had sprinkled gasoline on it and then beat it out with a pair of track cleats. He had been in so many fights. He was one of Jody Stahl's best buddies. And that's how I knew him. And I had the machine shop on the other side of the river, but the post was just on the other side of the Ogden River, and our shop was on the other side, about a quarter mile down. And he stopped in the shop one day, and he said, yeah, I heard you was in here. Let's come on over to the post tonight, and I'll buy you a beer. And I said, oh, okay, I'll be over there. So I walked in, and this crowd of so-called, he called them Coca-Cola cowboys. I guess there's a group there that somebody knew showed up. They were going to educate them that they were the tough guys in the bar. Anyway, and I didn't see Kenny. These guys were getting around me, and I thought, I don't like the looks of this. This is going to turn into a knockdown drag out. About that time, I got Kenny's grabbing me by the shoulder, shaking me, and he looks at these guys and says, this guy is a friend of mine. You guys got any problems? Oh, no, we have no problem, Kenny. Yeah, he put the fear in him. I heard that he had several members of the Weber State College football team in there causing trouble one night. And there was 4 or 5 of them. He took them all out in the parking lot and kicked the ass on all 5 of them. He's brutal, man. That guy was a fighter. He knew how to start a fight and end it quick. Well, he didn't start it. He just did it.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. I've often wondered what happened to him. It's been 30 years since I've seen him. That post bar, man, I tell you what, that was a knockdown, drag-out cowboy bar. That's where I met Mom.
Really?
She come in walking drunk. She was telling me some story, and I interrupted her there and said, you want to dance? She always reminded me that she was telling me something very important when I interrupted. Then she says, what do you do? And I said, well, I guess you could say I'm a mechanic. He says, where do you work? And I said, shop just down the road. She says, I want to see it. So we go down there, and I open up the door, and we go in, and she looks around. She says, so this is your place? I said, no, it's half my place. I have a party. Oh. So we leave, we go back to the bar. And later that week, she called me up and says, I've been some checking around. Yeah, it is your shop. And I says, well, yeah. She says, well, I meet guys, and they tell me that they have this and they have that. And really, they don't have anything they're telling you they got. Anyway. He says, I thought you was the janitor because you had all those keys. I says, I am the janitor. You're right. Yeah, and I think these old Studebakers had it was either a bolt pattern like an early Ford or 4.5 as a Ford. But their bolt pattern design, I don't know that for sure, but I heard that they changed it somewhere in the 60s. Why they did it, I don't know.
Think it's got left-hand lug nuts on the passenger side?
You know, it might. A lot of those cars did that back in the days. It'll have an L stamped in the stud.
Yeah.
If it does have such a thing. And you might want to heat them up cherry red before you try and take them off. Because if they're rusted on, you probably take the threads off if you try and use an impact gun on them.
Yeah.
But if you heat them up and just before they get stone cold, spray them with some penetrating oil, let them soak for a day, they'll usually come off and retain the threads.
Studebakers were always really unique. They were different.
Like I say, this car here had, I think most of the parts are there.
Yeah.
The body's not as good as some of the others that were there, but boy, the others were missing so damn many parts.
Well, the other ones had body work, every piece of body work that needs done on this, and the other ones had some form of body work done to them. But honestly, I don't know if you'd want somebody else's body work, because you never know what it's kind of like.
Well, that car is complete as it is. It would be just wonderful to put it all back to factory everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, if it was already missing a motor,
Yep.
somebody had chopped up the body or something. Yeah, but this one's got rust panels that's got to be repaired.
And name a vehicle that's 70 years old that doesn't nowadays.
Well, that's where an English wheel comes in handy. A couple different sizes of wheels and radiuses. They can pretty well build you a panel you need.
All right, guys, we're back. I got that Studebaker unloaded. We put some tires on it that held air, and we have kind of a little secret way on how to get the brakes unlocked, and I can walk you through that when we go over the Studebaker here. But we got it unloaded, figured I'd show it to you, do a little recap on this, and wrap this video up. So here we go. Here it is. Kind of the secret is if you have a vehicle with locked up brakes, leave it a little bit loose on the chains and go drive that thing for about drive it down the road on a trailer for about an hour, and it'll wiggle them brakes loose real good. This thing's a manual transmission. We got some tires that hold air. It rolled off the truck really nicely. The driver's side lug nuts are left-handed lug nuts. The passenger side ones are standard right-handed lug nuts. But it is a Studebaker Champion Commander package, I guess is the best way of putting it, chrome package. It does have quite a bit of rust. It's just an old car. I mean, this thing's 1954, so this thing's like 70 years old. So I think it's in pretty good, decent shape considering 70 years old, but it needs a lot of work. But I don't know, it'll probably end up going up for sale. It does have quite a few parts in it. Let's see. Got a bunch of extra parts, no front seat. The rear seat frame's there. It's got another windshield in it. Looks like it survived. But it's got quite a few parts. The floorboard's got some rust in them, but nothing too horrible considering. It does have a 3 on the tree manual transmission. It is pretty neat. And we got spare steering wheel, radiator, a couple steering wheels looks like, some wing windows or vent windows or whatever you want to call them, fuel tank. The fuel tank in this car is messed up, so that'll be good. A whole bunch of extra parts. There's the dash. It's pretty neat. These Studebakers are really kind of an Art Deco-y kind of vibe, which is really cool. You know, I don't know, either you kind of love them or you hate them. But we leave the doors up, and the lock mechanisms got them shutting the way they should. At least shutting better than they were, I guess is the best way of putting it. But overall, it's a pretty awesome car. I like it. I haven't got to check to see if the motor rotates, but I'd kind of be surprised. The thing's been sitting for a long time. But, I mean, it's kind of one of them things you could pull it out, rebuild it. You know, not too big a deal. If you soaked it with Marvel Mystery Oil or whatever, you might be able to get it to rotate to come apart a little easier. I'd be surprised if it's really, really weather stuck because it's had an air cleaner on it. And, it's been pretty well taken care of. It's been in a barn. So, for whatever, I guess it's a barn find, I guess. But, I don't know. We got a whole bunch of other projects in the wings that we've set off to the side. We got a Scout here with the diesel motor in it. I don't know, there's just tons and tons of cars out here and projects and stuff that we'd like to get to, but the odds are we're going to end up selling off. We'll do another video on that stuff, but for right now we're going to wrap up the Studebaker stuff. It's here and stored out. If one of you guys may be interested in buying it like it sits, hit me up and see what we can figure out on it. I'm definitely not opposed to selling it just like it sits. It'd be a fun project for somebody, and I think it'd be an awesome car. So let me know. But for right now, for this video, I guess we're done. So thanks for watching.